Pakistan, A Nation in Crisis by Carlos Alvarez. So to provide an oversight or a whole overview of the country of Pakistan, or as it is called, Islamic Republic of Pakistan, I would like to first introduce the basic information or the demographics of this country to provide a better insight as to what or who is this country, so the viewers can understand what I'm talking about and have an easier time following what I'm talking about. So the basic information or demographics of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan includes a federal republic as their government type, and the capital is Islamabad. Now, it is less than a century ago that Pakistan gained its independence from British India. On the 14th of August 1947. Their military is similar to that of the United States, where it has three branches, where it includes the Pakistan Army, including the National Guard, the Pakistan Navy, and the Pakistan Air Force, Pakistan Payasaya. Now, in regard to the manpower to this military, the Pakistan military, there are more than 48 million male soldiers, and there are more than 44 million female soldiers. The Pakistan demographics. It includes the religion and language. For religion, Muslim is the official with 96% according to the CIA World Fact Book, and Christian and Hindu equate to 3.6%. So Muslim takes the advantage by significant, almost 100% with 96%. Now, the language is an interesting topic here, because the language is actually humongous in regards to the different tribes in the tribal areas of Pakistan, up north, close to Afghanistan, where the Punjabi is equals 48%, being the largest language, the largest spoken language, and Sindhi coming in second with 12%, and all others, which are more than a dozen, equal 40. So the Punjabi is the mostly spoken language in Pakistan. The economy. I included the economy in this PowerPoint to detail basically the major contributing factor or picture where Pakistan relies on, and the troubles affected. It's everything results affects interdependently of the national crisis in Pakistan, which I will go further into the PowerPoint. Now, the decades of internal politics, disputes, and low level of foreign investments have led to a very slow growth and underdevelopment in Pakistan. Now, the politics is not the only factor that has caused a slow growth in the underdevelopment in Pakistan, but there's other factors that I will go into as the PowerPoint progresses. Now, Pakistan relies a lot on foreign donations, such as the United States and Australia, which are one of the biggest contributors here there in Pakistan. And the government of Pakistan has set long-term challenges or long-term goals they want to reach. The first of which is an investment in education. Second, like the United States, healthcare. And third is an adaptation to climate change and natural disasters occurring at Pakistan. Now, the country budget is really important because the revenue is 36 billion and the expenditures surpasses the revenue with 51 billion. Now, getting to the main point here, the crisis in Pakistan, or the main national issues that concern this country, is, as Abbas and other scholars argue, that Pakistan is actually in a state of war and insurgency. In this part, we're going to talk mostly about the terrorism and the state of war, as Abbas mentions. Uh, and these factors, the state of war and terrorism and insurgency, works along with the present situation of Pakistan, where there's significant amount of corruption and violence. Therefore, how does this relate to the police in Pakistan? Well, the police of Pakistan have basically attributed their main functions to just conducting criminal, uh, detect and protect and serve as the United States. However, this terroristic threat has asked the police to step up their game and become better trained, but they cannot be better trained because there's also other factors coming into play, which I will mention in the next following slides. Now, one of the main contributing factors to the fact that the police don't deliver or step up to the plate in present day is due to the fact of lacking funds. In 2007, recently, Pakistan received 731 million to aid their military, which is understandable due to the different terroristic threats. But police serve the community policing, which is the essence of quality of life in Pakistan. Only of those 731 million, I'm sorry, compared to those 731 million, only 4.9 were given to police. So the military received way more than the police. So there we can see one contributing factor to the lacking support towards police by the country. And in this following slide, I provide an overall picture of the police organizations in Afghanistan. We see here the federal government in the center of this figure, where there's different type of branches, counterterrorism center and the Punjabi police and the airport police. And so this is just to offer an understanding of the different factors that come into play about the different type of police, similar to any other country which has different sectors of police. But as shown in Figure 1, which is this current slide we're in, Pakistan's police infrastructure has several separation of powers. Now, as Abbas argues, with police in the lead, local law enforcement will have diversified training capabilities that will contribute to security needs. That is, the fighting against insurgency and terrorism, where criminal organizations try to take advantage of the delicate or the weak financial stability of the country to gain control of that country. So Abbas argues that putting the police in the lead will produce better local law enforcement and service. Now, in this other figure, which is figure 2, the corruption index in Pakistan is a significant factor to the current national crisis of Pakistan. Now, the corruption in public office politics and even within the police has contributed significantly to the underdevelopment of Pakistan. As Farouk said, a corrupt government is a result of a corrupt society, where those in position of authority illegally collect national wealth. Corruption prevents national economic growth. As such, corrupt law enforcement undermines social development. As shown in Figure 2, which is this current slide we are, Pakistan was expected to have a drastic economic growth starting in 2000. But the graph tells different. But instead of having economic growth in 2000, it failed to meet the set target of 5.3%. This figure demonstrates an increase of economic growth starting from 1987 to 1999, which you can see here where it goes increasing. So the economic growth is drastically increasing until the year 2000. So, but starts decreasing afterwards. It increases, decreases, and then decreases, and so corruption has actually impacted the economic growth, which in hand weakens the organization of the country and postpones successful programs and the quality and it affects the quality of life of Pakistan. Therefore, what this says is if strong governmental agencies of Pakistan are corrupt, the reliability is really low and loses accountability. So government agencies, even the police, the people don't rely on the police and they begin to lose accountability. And the lack of accountability really affects the social development of Pakistan. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the PowerPoint, terrorism in Pakistan is a pretty big deal. In today's problem, Pakistan is facing national security threats by rising religious extremism. Hossain 2014 argues extinguishing religious extremism is not going to be easy. Thus, Pakistan is, as I mentioned, in a delicate economy, financial stability. So, what really contributes mostly to the terrorism part in Pakistan? The answer is that it's a spillover of violence into Pakistan from US-led war to Afghanistan. It has risen the training prerequisites for Pakistani police to not only serve their functions but also counter terrorism. But the Taliban and the Al-Qaeda forces have found shelter in the Pakistan tribal regions due to its mountainous and secluded lands. In the northern part of Pakistan, close to the border of Afghanistan, there are tribal areas protected by the government of Pakistan where tribes reside. But here's the problem. Taliban and Al-Qaeda forces have resided there. So police have to serve within the borders and step up the plate as the lead forces to combat these terroristic threats. Now, the crime threats include criminal gangs that are affiliated with political parties and the absence of police from certain areas. So, political corruption is a big factor here also. Even though there are areas with Pakistani Rangers, crime still remains high. Now, Pakistani Rangers is a paramilitary force under the control of the government, which is an elite task force. Individuals that are placing major concern for victimization are U.S. citizens and other Westerners, obviously. Now, so the Rangers, as well as other elite police officers of Pakistan, have to face this Islamic radicalism in the northern part of Pakistan, but it is not only limited to there, but other parts of Pakistan, where this Islamic radicalism is actually tearing the social fabric. of Pakistan. So it becomes now a national crisis where it really also postpones the social development of Pakistan and makes it a really crucial topic that police need to respond to. So, how do the police respond? Well, in order for the police to respond, they need resources and better training. Due to the lack of training resources and the low pay, which equals corruption and political corruption, really makes it hard for the police to respond to these threats, to these issues or concerns that intervenes with the social development and success of Pakistan government. When one observes the police of Pakistan in comparison to US police professional standards, Pakistan police are well under those standards due to the lack of training resources and low pay. Political influence is a strong determinant for investigations, arrests, and prosecutions carried out by the police. For example, one example is the social exclusion of police officers from certain areas prohibited to them. So they are prohibited to police some parts of the city due to political corruption. So the Pakistani police, an example as the picture here shows, the Pakistan Rangers training are affected by the lack of training resources or funds. Their low pay makes them easily accessible for corruption. And the political figures, policymakers, are also corrupt, affecting their overall deliverance of their basic duties, which includes protect and serve. So, what can be done to assist the police of Pakistan, such as the Pakistan Rangers, which are an elite force that target terrorism? The resolution would be technological reconnaissance, or as one might say, unmanned aerial vehicles, which are drones. The resolution for these technological reconnaissance is that drones offer a technological and strategic advantage for police. The reason one brings this resolution is for one reason. Since Pakistan is in a state of warfare with Al Qaeda, Taliban, and other terroristic groups, adopting a model similar to that of the United States would favor the fight towards terrorism and even political violence. One of the latest attributes the United States used to fight terrorism and conduct reconnaissance is the use of drones. Without a doubt, modern warfare was brought a new phase to counterterrorism strategies. Unmanned aerial vehicles have innovated reconnaissance and espionage opportunities, offering those in control of the opportunity to know their surroundings and what is happening, to create strategic planning. So drones have been made accessible, for example, here in the United States, have been accessible to the Homeland Security, the Border Patrol. They use drones to check around the border to assist police knowing what's going on, how many hostiles or threats, how many people are in the border. So offering this strategic tool to the Pakistan police will ensure a proper response to threats, political violence, and other criminal activities. So it would strengthen the police force of Pakistan. In conclusion, Pakistan, due to its national crisis, is financially unstable due to various reasons, as I mentioned: corruption, politics, and tourism, and in hand lack of accountability as well. Therefore, due to the national crisis, Pakistan police have been placed in a tough spot where they are required to do more than just simple police work. But in order for them to fill up what they need, what the country needs, they need funds, and the country is in a delicate financial state, so providing those funds is really difficult. So the resolution would also include increasing foreign donations until the country reaches equilibrium, and donating technological tools such as that of the drones from the United States. Pakistan's police are facing terrorism, which is one of the major factors. Political violence and corruption were found to be related to insurgency groups that believe in religious extremism, such as that of the Taliban and Al Qaeda. As such, it becomes necessary, therefore, to adopt a model that has worked in the US against domestic and external terrorist threats. Even though the United States has been criticized by its use of drones to conduct espionage, one must take into consideration the United States is doing this to decrease US citizen casualties and soldier casualties. And the only barrier that might prevent the success of Pakistan is the funding in the economy. Pakistan's police is subject to corruption based on their low salary. Therefore, taking in consideration this national crisis, one must approach the issues of Pakistan as a really serious issue where police need the fund, need the instruments, and need the support of other countries.